I mean, that's testing to Jay-Z too, right? I think he's my personal goal. I'm saying 30 years in the game, still relevant. I think he's maybe like a year or two older than Rakim. But when you say Rakim, you think old school. When you say Jay-Z, you don't think the same. What do y'all think?
Jay-Z is definitely in that class of or that generation of artists where a lot of people in his generation kind of stayed in a certain era, and he was one of those people that, he's still highly relevant right now. I mean, those people he came up with, super talented, some I think even better lyricists than him, but he just had that one thing where that just kept him timeless, which is why now we don't even know what his market really is, because it's like everybody, age ranges, different countries, like it's great.
It's money. It's money. Money's the common denominator. Money's the thing that's kept him relevant throughout every era switch.
Because you mean like him making money or just
making it,
money behind
discussing it, the art of making money, how he spends it. These are always factors throughout any era in any kind of music. Money is a factor. There's never been a time in hip hop where discussing money wasn't a relevant topic, where money wasn't a relevant topic. Jay talks money better than anybody else, or as good as anyone else. So there's never been an era where the guy who's got the most money isn't able to come in and go, I have something to say.
Right.
And everybody goes, sir.
To your point, I think to your point, the metric for what is a GOAT has changed though. Because at one point, you could have all the money, but if you couldn't rap, right? Like, all due respect, Benzino came in with Almighty RSO. They clearly had money, right? But they were not considered like good rappers, right? The metric for the GOAT, right, was different. Now the metric for the GOAT, I don't know what that is, and I think that the kids have a different kind of like understanding of what it means to be the GOAT, and maybe it is. Jay-Z's the richest rapper, so therefore he's the best.
Money was only my subject for what kept him relevant.
Okay,
not GOAT status, just like relevancy throughout the era. It's always been money's always been the bottom line. But I completely agree with you. The GOAT conversation shifts because people are now judging by separate criteria.
Right.
What's the criteria? What are we using? Are we using accolades, awards, longevity, lyricism, talent, content, diversity? How are you judging? And that's very individual. We've yet to. I think a lot of journalists, a lot of writers, we have one almost a uniform set of metrics.
Yeah. My through line is the lyrics. Like, can you rap? You rap well? I'm saying, can you put
I think
words
that's
together?
the oldest.
And then, But then on top of that, it's like, can you rap well, but then also make people think? Can you make people dance when you need to? Then that ties into what can you do business wise? But it all comes back to the lyrics.
But even that's categorized because when I think about rap, and I think about Jay-Z. To me, Jay-Z is the most talented lyricist we've seen in terms of like the triple entendres, the things that he's done lyrically. I've never seen anybody do. But he's always, to me, his concepts haven't always aged well, and so he's never had. I used to love her. He's never had. What was the Nas one when he was the gun?
I gave you power.
I gave you power. Like we've never had a concept record like that from Jay-Z. I don't think. We've always just had these lines where it's like, yo, how did he do that? So lyrically, I would say, yeah, he's the greatest lyric writer we've seen for me. But concept wise, concept wise, I mean, I think I'm Nas.
At that level. I've seen people do what he does lyrically, but they're not as famous.
Name
what Jay-Z has done lyrically, but not as famous.
And Mickey Fax, Lupe Fiasco. That's a good two. Lupe and Mickey, but they're nowhere near the level of fame.
Like Ron Farrell March too.
Farrell is another.
I say Farrell. I like Mickey Fax. I've never been a big Lupe fan, but I like Mickey Fax. But I've never heard a line that maybe that I could compare it to.
He's got it. I'll once we get off of here, there's joints that I can. But again, unfortunately, GOAT conversations can't just be talent based. There are a lot of super talented artists who don't have the money to crack the market. We don't hear them, and talent isn't everyone's criteria.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, we have to agree on a rubric if we're gonna have some kind of share.
as soon as we do, call me. I'll pull up. I know he'll be there. Like we'll write down. Here's what I think.
Right.
Hand your sheet in, and we can step back and see like what one, which one. But like you have so many.
And you mentioned Lupe, right? He cracked through for like 3 or 4 albums. He was like mainstream, that dude.
Yeah.
But now, and he's still making music, but it's just on the independent level. You probably ain't hear it. Jay-Z ain't gonna go back to be an independent. Like, oh, Jay-Z dropped the album. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? It'll never happen. Like anytime Jay-Z drops, it's a moment. Like, yo, I'm dropping 444. Suddenly you see billboards around. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, he's stuck in that stratosphere.
Right. That's why I'm thinking now.
That's why I kept
with
saying
these
at
shows.
that level.
But I would say that those have been on his lyrical downturn. I don't know, after maybe Blueprint 3, maybe even at Blueprint 3 was a lyrical decline of Jay-Z.
Well,
Even I know everyone goes crazy over the Khaled freestyle, but even the Khaled freestyle was like I
did join. Okay.
Yeah, I was just like,
I like.
She didn't like 444.
So again, he's up here already. So when I say decline, like still coming down here, it's still up here. It's still there's still good records, but for
His
me,
floor is still a lot of people's ceiling.
exactly.
Okay, I get you. Yeah. But that leads us back around into the fact that at a certain level, there are MCs who are only competing with themselves. Jay, unfortunately or fortunately, it's rare air, but you're only comparing him to him. He's only declining based on him, not on the environment. Nas is only whack when you're comparing him to him.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is.
That was kind of like Tyson in his prime, where he knocked somebody out 15 seconds ago last time. This time it's 25. You know what I mean?
Right.
Took him 2 rounds to do it this time.
Yeah.
He's falling off. Like them.
But we're not talking about the dude he knocked out
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Right.
You're never comparing, Jay to the landscape. You're not comparing Nas to the landscape. You're not comparing Busta to the landscape. Like certain people, they're only whack when you like, well, I mean, that album ain't better than this album from the same guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think that they're necessarily, again, I don't think they're necessarily capable of being whack artistically like that.
I totally agree.
Yeah. But but when I say like Jay is kind of like the pinnacle,